It's only 11 something, but why does it feel like it's 2 something? We just vibing, we just crazy, baby.
What's up, YouTube? It's Cralisa Victoria. I'm back with another video. If you're new to my channel, then thank you so much for tuning in. And if you already been subscribed to my channel, then thank you so much for coming back. Sorry, that's what happens when you're a little greedy, you get crumbs. But anyway, I just made a video for you guys and I was actually about to call it a night, but I just tried something that I've never tried before. I keep seeing it I keep seeing little posts about it, like just pop-ups in my emails, pop-ups on media, and I'm like, let me see what's the hype, sis. Okay, so basically I'm minding my business. I said, you know what, if this pops up again, we're gonna have to explore it. Okay, so I'm minding my business. I checked my email after I uploaded the last video for you all tonight, and lo and behold, what do I see? That little monster popped right back up again. So you know what I had to do? I had to explore it, because I said if I see it again, I'm gonna explore it. So what did I do? I explored it. What am I exploring? I know you guys are trying to figure that out. Okay, so this week I logged into EXPERIAN, the bureau. I wanted to be able to see all 3 of my credit scores, and I know that they have like a $1 7-day trial for you to be able to see all 3 of your credit scores from that bureau. So I logged in, you know, got access of all 3 of my credit scores, boom, boom, bang, got to see what was on my credit that was positively affecting, and if there were any negative affecting items. You know, I check my credit I'm OCD about checking my credit. I check my credit like somebody checks their phone for a text message. It's something about the glow up. It's something about when you're trying to get somewhere in life. It's something about when you feel like the only people who can judge me is God, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, honey. There is something about when you're just trying to get your life. I literally check. I just got a notification that said from my bureau, congratulations. You checked your credit score. You checked your credit more than 90% of the people who usually will check. So I'm in the top 10% on checking credit. If you want to know where your girl stands, she's pretty OCD about checking that, about setting her goals, about trying to get her life and secure the bag. So basically I logged in or whatever, and there is something that says basically boost my score. So I'm thinking, boost my score. How much can I boost my score? So basically, let me just give you a kind of like a quick summary of what Experian Credit Boost does. Basically what it does is it scans your credit card or debit card or whatever you use to make transactions. For example, my Tico, my like whatever your utility company is in your state. Basically my electric I have that set up on auto pay, because I feel like it's too hot to be playing with anybody. Okay, sis? So I'm not about to forget to make a payment. No. And it fall on a weekend and you're like, oh, I forgot to pay my electric, and boom, you're in the dark. No, I don't play that. So yes, I keep my electric on auto pay, because I feel like, snatch it out of there. I don't care. If anything is gonna come out of that account, it's gonna be my electric bill. Okay. So basically Experian will do a scan. Now you obviously have to log in with your credentials to your bank account. It will log in, it will see your checking, your savings, all of that. It will ask you which ones do you use when making paying bills and things like that. So the options will be in there. Then it will scan how many times have you made payments toward those things. In essence, what it does is it finds trade lines for you, and then it factors in how far your bank will allow for them to go back. How many transactions have you made? For example, one of my accounts had like 14. So I assumed that my bank let them go back 14 transactions. Those 14 transactions show that, hey, her utility bill is being paid every month on time, and we were able to basically get the 14 payments from her credit and also add that as a trade line. So a good thing for people who have been reestablishing their credit, this will take you back further and will make you look like your trade lines were open longer than the short time frame that you had. And then for those people who don't have credit, this might be something that will boost your credit. And for those people who have bad credit, this might be something to offset the bad in with the good. And so I think there's a benefit to everyone. It could be a boost in your score. So basically, it will scan. From what I understand, they do not save nor store your information. In fact, if something should happen to your card, who are you going to dispute it with anyway? It's going to be them. But they don't store your user information to get into your bank account, from what I understand, okay? So then once you put that in, it logs you out, like you're done using your login credentials. They've scanned it. They found the accounts. I think they found 3 for me. 2 or 3 accounts that were able to be added as additional trade lines to my credit. So then after that, immediately it will say, I'm done, continue, or something like that. And then you click continue, and when you click continue, it will show you what your score boosted. Like I said, some people boost a couple points, some people don't boost at all, some people boost 5-10 points. Let me tell you about your girl. Your girl boosted 25 points, no cap. Okay, because what it did really was it went ahead and it took those trade lines and it added them for the length of time that they had positively, and they used those payments to boost onto my score. Now, for me, I don't know about your credit situation, but for me, in the past, you get your credit, you're new, you do some things, you screw up your credit real quick, just a couple things. I'm talking about the people who got out there and literally have hustled themselves, not the people who are coddled by their little parents or, oh, honey, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing for you to be taught about finances and things like that, because it's not. When I have children, I am going to teach them about finances. I'm going to teach them about all of this stuff at young ages. I want them to be hip. And not every family is doing that, and I wish there were more families doing that. But the typical American family nowadays, unless you're really, 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 really coddled, or your parents are OCD about credit and stuff, you're going to get out there and you're going to make some mistakes, and you're going to have to learn from it. But if you happen to have those parents who are OCD on their credit, or who just want the best for you and who want you to understand credit before you venture into the world, then you're not only were you in good hands, but you also are set up from having to experience something that you don't have to. You know how growing up parents would say, why don't you just get it? Why can't you just get it? Why do you have to experience it to get it? That same thing. So I feel like some parents will save you from that, and then you have some parents who just coddle their kids and they never grow up and understand anything. I'm grateful for every struggle that I've had in my life, because it's made me who I am, and it teaches you a different discipline when you have to experience and go get it for yourself. When you are handed down the keys to the kingdom of understanding, then sometimes you don't appreciate the knowledge, the wisdom, and what it takes to seek it out. So I am grateful that I had to kind of, explore the credit world. But like I said, when I have children, I'm definitely going to teach them about credit. I'm going to teach them about using credit and the positivity and things like that. I don't want them to undergo, I've learned, so that they don't have to go through it. But you're not going to be coddled in a sense where you don't know how to hustle for yourself. No, it's not going to happen like that. I'm just going to inform you of the things about credit and things like that. But I would hope that my kids would be something like me when it comes down to being determined, disciplined, tenacious. And those are not synonyms to brag on myself. I'm just a really driven person. And granted, if my kids aren't, I will deal with them accordingly. So if you have one kid who seems to be more determined and, entrepreneurial, I'll work with that. But then if you have that one kid who knows that from diapers he wants to be a lawyer, then I'm going to encourage that too. I'm not going to show favoritism because one kid is more like me than the other, or, you know what I mean? But I just hope that my kids will be able to take after that determination or tenacity. that tenacious spirit that I have, because I think that that will take them far in life. It's taken me far in life. It continues to motivate me. So I want them to understand this, but it boosted my score that much. So basically in the past, when I went through my credit hiccups and things like that, understanding credit, learning credit, not doing credit right, not paying things back on time, not doing the things that I was supposed to do earlier on, the way that I learned from that situation was just don't get a student credit card. Just don't, acquire debt. Just don't do those things. And over the years, that's exactly what happened. I refused credit cards. I wouldn't go get loans. I wouldn't do anything that would allow for me to be in debt or end up in the same circumstances that I was in the past. So the way that I learned from my past was to just not do it again. But in the credit world, that's not quite the right mindset. In the credit world, you have to, in moderation, take on some of those things. You just have to do it right. For example, you might run away from credit cards because you're going to say, oh, I don't want to, have a maxed out credit card. I don't want that badness on my credit. But in reality, sis, if you get a credit card and you only put gas on that card and you pay it back, that's showing that you have good history. That's showing that you have good payment history, showing that you are responsible, showing that you are less of a risk if you do need to take out a mortgage or a loan or somewhere, that requires you to show that you're not risky. So in essence, doing those things are positive. It's just how you do them that's going to determine whether they're positive or negative for you. So my past was that. Screwed it up. Once I figured out, oh yeah, screwed up, it was okay. Pay off these things, work on these things, and don't do it again. So for a period of time, I just had that stagnant period of time where, your utility bills, those basic trade lines, I don't recall back then you being able to boost your score, but I could be wrong. So I don't remember that there was a way to find those trade lines through your credit score to boost your score. I remember, if you want to do loans or something, the credit or the lenders might be able to say, oh, well, do you have any trade lines, like a phone bill or something? Can you show proof of a utility bill? Like, they ask for those things. I don't remember it being a click of a button to boost this based off of going back in your payment history. So that is definitely a technological advance that we have that I'm grateful for. And like I said, literally in the click of a button, in 1 second, you see what your score boosted to. And like I said, I literally clicked and I boosted 25 points in a night. Okay. And I have to look on my other reports, but I think it's just Experian, because it is the Experian boost. I'm gonna try I don't know if it's called Ulta or Ultra boost, but I think it's like the FICO, so it might do all three. So I'm gonna look into that one, and I'm gonna probably make a video on that once I do that to see if it actually works. But yeah, it just boosted me up tremendously, and I know that if I have the opportunity to do it to the other two bureaus, then more than likely I'm gonna boost up in those areas as well. And I will tell you guys what the point systems, how many points I went up on those as well. If you guys just see me in my other video, then you know I'm getting my water intake in for the night. I'm already on bottle number 2, just sitting here. So, yeah. But basically, yes, it will boost your score. So, it boosted me. So, if you guys are wondering if this is clickbait, it's not really clickbait. It just really happened. I literally was online and I literally just boosted my score in the click of a few buttons. And I was supposed to be asleep, but like I said in my last video, something prompted me to wake up so that I can post a helpful video to some people. But then I sat here and I also checked my email, and a few quick things. And that's when I discovered, like, the boost is really the boost. Like, when you're really looking for the plug is the credit boost, okay? All that other stuff, that's not the plug. The plug is the boost. The plug is something that is going to get you further in life for me, and the credit boost was just the plug. So I'm going to do a lot more videos when it comes down to business, when it comes down to finances, when it comes down to things like that, that I've learned along the way. I'm not an expert. I do have an MBA. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But when I'm saying, like, when it comes down to credit and things like this, I'm not an expert in these areas. I just feel like, why not help the next person up? When I've experienced something, I'm going to talk about it. Because if you're in the same boat that I was in when I was first into college, you might be first into college right now and say, oh my gosh, I'm glad she said that, because I would have thought just like her. But because she's just gave me her opinion, or she just gave me the truth and the rundown facts on it, now I know I can't stay stagnant once I've messed up. I have to repair and keep going. So I'm, like I said, and before, and I say in most of my videos, if I make a difference in one person's life, my mission, my purpose, my passion is complete for that day. If I impact 1 million people, then that's 1 million people who I've impacted as well. So I'm definitely grateful. But like I said, I don't know who all watches my videos, but whoever come here, I want them to walk away inspired. I never want them to walk away feeling judged. Never want them to walk away feeling like, oh, she just does not know how to relate to people. Like I said, you guys are making me even more excited when I see the comments on my page. Like I seen someone commented, oh, see, you're back to the lock journey. I just started mine not too long ago. I'm going to be tuned in for updates. I had a young lady come DM me talking about, hey, I seen your ACV video. I need help. I have questions. We literally went back and forth in the DM for I don't know how many messages. And I even did a small 1-minute video for her to show her how I make the concoction. My passion is literally making a difference. And whatever that takes, I'm down for it. But yes, the boost works. I'm pro the boost. If they would have asked me to be an advocate for the boost, I would be an advocate for the boost. Okay, sis? So yes, I'm going to also come back on here and make more videos, like I said, about maybe some positive credit things. I'm always going to put a disclaimer that I am not this credit professional. Now, if I do decide to get into credit one day and become a credit professional, I will let you guys know that. But as of now, I am not. Right now, I don't see myself doing that. But it could happen. And then what else? I think I've covered pretty much everything. The boost works. That's all I can say. The boost works, sis. So yeah, and then you have to think if you kind of are on the leery side, because I've literally got to the step where I had to log in and put my information, and every time I got to it like 3 times, I backspaced out of it. And then, you know, I started thinking, well, what happens when somebody frauds you or something like that? You have to put in a dispute. And normally, who do you put these disputes into? It's either your bank or the bureaus or whatever. So in my back of my mind, it's like, well, the 2 major people who you would put a dispute in, this is the issue between. So I definitely don't feel like those people are going to be the ones who wrong you. If anything, a third party that's not the bureau is something to be concerned, but it's the bureau. So yeah, I am grateful. I did the 7-day trial. I don't know if I'm going to keep the trial for the EXPERIAN being able to see my FICO. I might just keep the 7-day trial just to be able to see it now. I don't know if I'm going to keep it leading into the next month, because I think it's like $24 a month, and for me that's too expensive. $25 a month just to be able to peep at my score? No, that's too expensive, sis. Nah, that's a bit much. Yeah, no. Every 2 months you're spending like $50. Wait. So you spend like $300 or something like that for the whole year. Just peeping at your credit score. Like, I'm OCD or whatever, but I look from a free app before I look from, and I know EXPERIAN and the bureaus and things like that have the most accurate score, but when I'm looking at Credit Karma or Credit Sesame, in my mind it's just like, okay, from this bureau they're going to be about 20 points off, from this bureau they're going to be about 30 points off, and that's how I judge my score. Now by the end of the year, when I get my free report, or I, you know, do the 7-day trial, that's when I'm like, okay, you know. So to each his own, but I don't know, I may stay plugged into the trial for at least like a month or 2 just to see what action I can put together, because I do have some things that are scheduled to fall off of my credit after so long. So this is amazing. You guys know that most things stay on your credit for like 7 to 10 years. I know that makes me sound old, but I'm really not old. I just got started with my life and hustling and becoming the woman that I want to become and needed to become at an earlier age. So like I said, I'm still in my 20s. Don't be thinking that I'm 70 or something right now. But it's just, you know, some of us start earlier in life than others. And some people don't actually start living their life until they're almost 30. That's just not my situation. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Drink your water. Stay hydrated, sis. My face feels so smooth and clear. I mean, it might not look it, but we will get through these breakouts. Because like I said, when I was younger, I never really was the person to have to deal with like breakout. But I definitely think it has a lot to do, as I always say, with what's in my food or with what's in some of these products I'm using. So you guys keep hearing me say it. That just is me reiterating that I have been searching low and high to figure it out, and obviously it's a common denominator and something that I still haven't figured out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys give me a thumbs up. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. You guys have been doing good on the commenting, the subscribing, and yeah, let's get this channel up, and let me know if you've already used the boost or if you're planning to go use the boost. But sis, you gotta use the boost, because who doesn't need free points? Who don't need free points? Let me rephrase that properly. Who doesn't need free points? Because I know I need them. You probably need them too. Who's going to deny free points? Like, I can't even get over that. So it's getting late. I think I'm going to go lay down. But I'm going to try the FICO Ultra Boost or Ultra Boost, whichever one, and let you guys know. So till next time, I'll see all of you beautiful people in my next.
It's only 11 something, but why does it feel like it's 2 something?